All right. Anyway, enough about trick-or-treating. We have a big time race on Sunday, the New York City Marathon. Galen Rupp runs his first New York City Marathon. Is he still the top dog on the U.S. side?
John's asking, is he going to be the top American? Yes, of course. I've never been a Rupp fan, but that's like insulting to ask that question.
Well, the Rupp question, it might have been insulting a year ago, or if we knew he was totally healthy, but he comes in, he ran 209.36 to finish 19th at the World Championship Marathon. And that was after a troubling buildup, but he hasn't had the greatest year, Robert. I mean, by Rupp standards, this is a terrible year. He was 7th in the US 15K earlier this year. He had to drop out of the New York City Half Marathon. And then 209.36 on that course in Eugene. I think there are probably 5 or 6 Americans who could have done the same thing that Galen Rupp did at the World Championships. So I think, look, if he's only 1 year removed from running 206 in Chicago. If he's had a healthy, strong build-up, I agree. No doubt he's the top American. We don't know how that training's been like. We'll talk to him on Thursday and see how it's going. But it's 36. He's had some injury issues this year. He's had some subpar performances. If he's not at his best, Scott Farble's coming off a 208 in Boston. I could see him beating him. I could see Shadrack Kipchirchir in his debut marathon. I mean, I think something would have to go wrong for Rupp, but I don't think he's the model of consistency that he was early in his marathon career. I think there are a few more questions about him right now.
Fair enough, but when I hear the word 209 an American, for most people that's good. It shouldn't be in the super shoe era, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, and was I disrespectful to Galen Rupp, or do you think this is a legitimate question whether he can be top American? I got to say, I am quite excited to see how he's going to do on this course. This is his first time running New York in his career.
I think you were a bit disrespectful. I mean, Galen Rupp running New York 5 years ago would have been the thing. I mean, just think how much this storyline is going to change. Galen Rupp coming back to where the international career of his mentor Alberto Salazar was launched. I mean, I think Alberto Salazar is most known for winning the New York City Marathon, right? Multiple times.
I think so, yeah. Well, I mean, as an athlete, as a coach, I think he's now most known for getting banned by Safe Sport and USADA, but as an athlete,
but
yeah.
As an athlete, and I wonder if as a kid, I'm pretty sure I must have seen Alberto, but like, this is what made him. He became an American running icon because of the New York City Marathon. Can he come back and do it? This will be one of the coolest stories ever. And now he comes back. His coach is, I mean, it's a disgraced outlaw now, right?
His former coach.
What?
His former coach. He's coached by Mike Smith now.
Right. But the guy who we most associate with him, who deserves, I assume, the lion's share of the credit for what Galen is today as a runner, outside of Galen himself, is now like a disgraced figure in New York. They kicked him out of the New York Roadrunners Hall of Fame. So it's going to be interesting, I think, what the media asks Galen, how Galen deflects those. Because Galen's much better at addressing the media. But I assume if there are some of these mainstream journalists are going to ask, hey, what about Alberto? Galen will then deflect it with one answer or two, but it's going to come up, I assume. So that's an interesting angle. But more, how is he going to do? I expect him to be the first American, John. He almost always is the first American. When is the last time Galen Rupp ran a marathon and wasn't the first American?
Oh, I don't know if it's ever happened. I mean, he dropped out of Chicago in 2019, but I'm looking at his results. 2022, he was 19th at Worlds. He didn't lose to Elkanah Kebet in that race. He was the top American. Then you go back, 2021, definitely in Chicago. Olympics, yes. He has not run a marathon where he was not the top American. Let's clarify that. He has not finished a marathon where he was not the top American. No, I think you guys are right. I think that's most likely what's going to happen. I just think it was pretty much a lock the last few years, and he's getting older. He has had some hiccups in training this year. Speaking to him in Eugene after Worlds, he seemed that things were going in the right direction. He felt like his running form was getting back to normal. So he was pretty encouraged. And if things have continued to go well, yeah, I think he could be at the top American. I think he could also finish on the podium here.